Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. Man, I'm sure you guys can tell already what I'm going to review, what I'm going to share and unbox with you guys. Yeah, I know, it's another watch, right? What can I say? All right, so today I have another Nubeo watch. Big thanks to Nubeo, as always. Me and Nubeo have been working together for a little while now, and I'm just super impressed with this brand and the quality that they're pumping out. Again, you know, there's all different kinds of watch manufacturers out there, all kinds of different brands. And remember, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get insane, exceptional quality. You guys know I've been a big Invicta and Aragon collector for a while, but I have a really broad spectrum of watches in my collection. And that allows me to not just get to work with different companies and have, I'd be lying if I said otherwise, an amazing collection of watches that I can wear. It really has something for any given day of the week, right? But also I get a really good idea of what you get for your money across different brands, you know? And more importantly, putting aside price, more importantly is what kind of quality you get with each brand. And I gotta tell you, with all the watches at about 175, whatever I got in my collection now, I can tell you that there's not a lot of difference in quality. And like I always state, when it comes to quality with watches, you get to a point where your quality starts off really low, right? You're really inexpensive, let's say dollar watch. And I don't like to use money or price as a indicator of quality, because it just isn't. But in this case, you have your really entry-level watches, let's say 99-cent dollar cheapie on eBay, right? And then the quality jumps up to where what I consider low to good. And once you get to good, that quality jumps. It's super noticeable, it's tangible, you can feel it, you can see it. But once you get to good quality, that exceptional quality level really starts to become microscopic. Those differences you start to see with super high-end luxury brands, and I use that word luxury very loosely because it's all about markup with a lot of these brands, right? Of course, you're getting some differences in the movement, you're getting some differences in the fine attention to finishing and detail, but most of these differences you can only see under macro lens, you know what I mean? It's really not something that the average person, the real world individual is going to be able to take advantage of. It's honestly meaningless in my opinion. So again, for those who watch me and be like, oh, well, you only like Invicta. I have tons of different watches in my collection. Check out all of my other videos and you'll get an honest review of these watches and what kind of quality you get. In all honesty, I don't have any doubts when I receive another watch or I buy another watch that it's going to be good. I talk about the 3 check boxes. We're going to talk about those when I share this watch with you guys, and that's really for the non-snob, the normal watch collector with a solid, non-delusional, common sense thinking mind. What I'm going to tell you is going to make total sense. So let's talk about the next Nubeo. So Nubeo always likes to pop up watches on their website, and I'm just browsing at night and I see them and I reach out and I'm like, yo, we got to get this one for YouTube. And so the newest one of the newer ones they've come out with is called the Swell. Now, here is the Swell box. Of course, I'm already wearing the watch if you haven't kind of noticed that already. And most of Nubeo, I should say all of Nubeo watches are themed, right? So each watch has a name and there is a real life either creature or item, or it could be a mechanical device in space, a mechanical accessory on a ship or whatnot, on the space station, or again in this case the Swell Shark. Now, I've never heard of a Swell Shark prior to getting this watch. I figured kind of like a swell, like an ocean swell, but I was like, nah, it's got to be more than that. So of course I looked and just kind of did a quick search on YouTube or on Google, and I'm going to read that to you. So again, we have the box, very cool, this bright kind of orange, kind of almost like a greenish orange. It's not orange. What am I, colorblind? It's like a greenish kind of yellow neon look. And that's what really kind of sparked me to want to reach out and get this watch to review. So let's just, you guys know I never really get too involved in the box, but let me just go ahead and open it up here. You have that same neon green, and for some reason, I don't know what it is, I'm not a green fan, but when it comes to neon green, there's something about neon green I'm kind of drawn to, like the fluorescent colors. Believe it or not, pink. If this was available in pink, I probably would have got pink. But, it just takes me back to my younger days, the 80s. I'm an 80s guy, so that's why I kind of gravitate towards these. All right, so inside the box, get that nice neon green on the inside, Nubeo Swell. You have kind of like this pattern here. These are actually shark teeth plastered across the box. On the inside, you have your limited edition number. This is number 98 of 500. Pull off the cardboard here. Then, of course, you have your pillow, the watch band removal tool, and then, of course, a really nice watch band. And this is what really kind of even though I'm a bracelet guy, right? Let me just put this down for a second. I'm a bracelet guy, but this particular watch with this color combination, I'm going to show it to you. Ready? Oh no, that neon green. Like I said, I'm a bracelet guy, but this band, this strap, I'll most likely throw in this watch and wear. I really like the black with neon, and it really ties into the watch really well. But again, you know, pretty cool, but let's talk about the watch and the bracelet. So let me give you guys a couple close-ups here and show you what we're working with. Very unique. Not a lot of companies do this kind of paint on the actual stainless steel. And this is not just paint, it's actually lume. So this sucker just glows. Now, again, Invicta has a few of these models. I think they're one of the few folks, Invicta and Nubeo, that's done this. And I'll tell you, this watch at night just glows. I'm not going to be able to show you a lume shot tonight or today on this particular review, but I will actually, on every video there's a link to my Instagram account. So there is a picture I just put up last night on this watch, full lume. It just glows. It's really pretty fun. And again, obviously you can see this is that bright neon green. What they've done is the inspiration, of course, is from the Swell Shark, and on the back here, on the back case back, it's honestly, without knowing that this was actually a shark, I wasn't really sure looking at that whether I was looking at a whale or a shark, but once you actually see what the Swell Shark looks like, it's pretty easy to see, okay, that is actually a shark. It's got kind of like this kind of leopard spotted pattern, very beautiful, and they've done that on the face of the watch. If you can see that, probably a little bit difficult to see here, but on the face there's actually what appears to be a few sharks. 1, 2, 3, and then of course you have all these kind of spots all over the watch. It looks more of like almost like paint splatter, so it's a little bit difficult to know that that's what it is. But once you recognize the inspiration for the watch, you'll be able to decipher that. Again, you get that lume all over the case lugs, all over the bezel. This sucker just glows. So let me just read you about the shark here. It says here, meet the Swell Shark, and this is just right off Google. It says, when threatened, the Swell Shark has an unusual response. The body will bend into a U shape, grasp its caudal fin in its mouth, and swallow a large quantity of seawater, which makes it swell to twice the normal size. So obviously it makes sense that the shark will basically kind of swell up almost like a puffer fish. This behavior makes it difficult for predators to bite or even to capture this particular shark. So pretty cool. I've never heard of a Swell Shark before. Pretty awesome, and I like the inspiration behind that. I like when watch companies do have a theme behind it. Again, a little bit difficult if you didn't know the theme prior to kind of know where they were going with this, but once you see the shark and you look at the face, nobody pointed this out to me. Nobody said, hey, that's what the face is supposed to represent. You can just tell after seeing a picture of the shark, you can see that these are actually sharks on the face of the watch, of course, and of course you can see that kind of splatter, that leopard pattern. Pretty cool. And of course, the green is really fun. This is very unique. I've never seen a watch ever that looks like this. If green is not your cup of tea and you want to try some of the other color options, you do have the slate, which is black and white. I assume the white will glow a bright white. Then of course you have, and again, it's to be noted, the black, it looks like the case is black as well. When you go into the ruby, that's going to give you the red, same as this. You have the a blue version, a mustard version. Of course, this is called the lime. I wish they would have done an orange, and I wish they would have done a bright pink, but maybe down the road. I don't know what it is about the color pink. I've always been drawn to like that hot pink. There's something just really different, unique about it. But as far as what I think, this is the most attractive model of these. I've been, like I said, really drawn to the neon colors. The green really has that neon color. I would say the blue, the red, the black, or I shouldn't say white, excuse me, I misspoke. The slate is not a white. I think just to angle the picture, because when I look at this watch on there, it makes this watch look like it's black. I believe they're all stainless steel. It's just there's a shadow on this particular picture of both these models. So just kind of, if you are looking at these, just kind of be aware of that. Let me just click the slate real quick and take a look at what that looks like. They have a couple different shots here. What's really interesting, when you look at the slate, it appears that the paint on the slate, or this loom, is like a slate colored, but then they show a shot where it almost looks like it's glowing bright white. So I'm not really sure what that looks like, but that's a good looking watch as well. Let me just take a look at the blue. The blue, self-explanatory. It's going to be, ooh, that blue. This is the problem. This is the problem with these watches. I get one color, and then next thing you know, I'm like, oh man, I really like to check out another color, and then it just never ends. Let me go back to the green here, the lime. So when you click the picture here, and again, links are in description. When you click the picture, just keep in mind the loom shot just makes it look like the watch is black. It's obviously not. It's all stainless steel. Checkbox number 1, 316L stainless steel. Absolutely, high quality. Remember, guys, watches across the board. If you get a watch that costs $10,000 or $1,000. If it's 316 stainless steel, it's 316 stainless steel, and there really isn't really any need to go with anything else. Other companies make different variations by the addition of, I think, nickel. Rolex is one of them with their 904. It is absolutely meaningless to the normal watch wearer, right? Even guys who are going to spend a lot of time on a boat, that might make a little bit of a difference, but I just don't think, even with 904, you still have to wipe these watches down. You can't leave seawater or anything corrosive on anything. It will cause problems. So just kind of keep that in mind. Again, with all Nubeo watches, they are, I believe, if I misspeak, correct me here. I believe they're all limited to 500 pieces. And that, I believe, is per color. One guy asked me today, is it 500 total? Is it, it's 500 per color. This is what they say about it here. Remarkable statement of color, style, and engineering. Swiss-made chronograph, which is what this is, tucked into a solid stainless steel case. Etc., etc. Liberally applied luminous drapes across the watch for a night glow. This would be killer under UV light. Under a black light, awesome. Now, when I put this in front of like a lamp to charge it, it didn't really want to charge. I found putting it under a bright LED light really, man, just really made the sucker glow. And going out into the natural daylight, even a day like today, it's a little bit overcast. You bring this in the house, it's glowing. So pretty amazing loom. As far as the amount of time that it stayed glowing, I didn't really time that, but I would say it's comparable to it's definitely better than a lot of your like Aragon and Invicta watches. It definitely lasted longer. And they don't mention what loom they use here. No, and I wish they would. This is what Nubeo's got to work on a little bit. So let's get to the specs here. So obviously 316 stainless steel, as I mentioned, 49 millimeter case diameter. For you guys who like the big watches, this has got it. 18.5 millimeters in case thickness. It's going to be similar to what you get out of like a Invicta Grand Octane in that thickness. If you like that size, if you're familiar with that watch, that's what you're going to get. You have a mineral lens with anti-reflective coating, so you're not getting the sapphire on this. You're getting just a mineral lens. Again, for me, a lot of folks, that sapphire crystal is a checkbox. For me, it really makes no difference. I've never scratched anything. Band is 24 millimeters at the lugs. Fold over safety clasp. Again, Nubeo uses on all their bracelets this really nice double locking push button deploying clasp with lock. And 30 ATMs of water resistance. That's really the specs. Now, as far as the Swiss Quartz chronograph movement, remember, Swiss made is really meaningless nowadays, but they do list on here Swiss movement, M-O-V-T. So remember, most watches that say Swiss made aren't necessarily made in Switzerland. So that really shouldn't be a checkbox for anybody, because the quality coming out of China, wherever, Germany, Switzerland, wherever, everybody's modern manufacturing is on par with one another. So you don't have to get Swiss made anymore. There was a time where that meant something. It doesn't anymore. But for those who like to see the Swiss insignia or designation, this has got Swiss movement. It doesn't list what movement is on this or in this, but when I click the button here, and I activate the chronograph by hitting the #1 function pusher on top. I press it and then reset. It's a slow sweep, bringing that second hand back around. Generally, the Ronda movements that Invicta and a lot of companies use, Aragon has been using them now, generally is faster. So I'm not sure who makes this movement, it would be really nice if Nubeo started adding this information to their website. This is something that's important to people, especially when you're spending $1,000 for a watch, right? Now, again, when it comes to price, remember, Nubeo is working on their price variation, or they're kind of standardizing their price, trying to figure out where they want to come in at. I do have a conference call this week with my contact, and I'll kind of pick his brain a little, see kind of where their markup is, where they want to come in at. That's really what it comes down to with watch prices, is what do they, like with anything, what's it cost to manufacture and what do they want to make on the watches. And I think watches like this, watches like this are not meant for people to say, hey, I want to buy one watch and then that's it. Like, there are people out there who will buy a watch or two and that's the end of it, they don't mind. And I think people who spend over $1,000 for a watch, they generally find a watch, they buy it, and that's the end of it. But Nubeo, I don't think this is a brand that wants to sell one watch. I feel like Nubeo is a brand, they keep coming out with different styles, they're fun, they're exciting, they're like Aragon, they're like Invicta, they keep making really unique designs and people want more. One of my contacts, he's like, man, I want to get these too. I want to get this one, I like that one. And so this is how people treat like Aragon and Invicta. They want to collect this watch. They want to collect the different models. And so I think with a watch like this, the price points need to be in that $300 to $400 price range. I think it's very competitive for a watch of this caliber. Now, unfortunately with this one here, you're not getting an automatic movement, and that is a checkbox for some folks. But remember, a chronograph, a quartz movement, they're fantastic. There's really no advantage to going with an automatic over a quartz, other than the fact you don't have to worry about the battery. So that might be a deciding factor for you, but for me, I just love the green on this. It's so killer, and I hope that they do a neon orange and a neon pink down the road. What else? Again, it showed you when you look at it on their website, I like the fact that they added a photo of the black strap with that green stitching, and of course showing it on bracelet. I love it. I think it's a great watch, and I definitely encourage you to click the link and take a look at the different models. I will state that this watch, though, if you are familiar with some of the other Nubeo watches, this watch is extremely similar. Let me just find it here. To if you haven't checked out my video I did on the Thresher Watch by Nubeo, see if I can find it. It might even be, oh, there it is. Okay, so the Thresher Watch, from what I can tell, is the exact same watch. The only difference is with the Thresher Watch, you have an open heart with an automatic movement and a different face, of course, and you don't have the lume applied all over the lugs and bezel. So, but it is the same watch, again, just done with different hands. They just kind of altered it a little bit and made it a different model. I wish it would have changed it up a little bit, because I just, I don't like when companies go ahead and just kind of alter, and I come down on Aragon for doing this a lot of times, because they'll just take a watch, they'll call it a new model, and it's not really all that new. So it would have been nice if they would have just changed maybe the bezel on this. This is the Thresher bezel. This is the Thresher bezel, and so I feel like with the Thresher bezel, if a guy already has a Thresher, he may not want, this is a beautiful watch with this lume, right? It's so cool looking, but he may not want to spend the extra money to go ahead and get a watch very similar. So I wish they would have just changed it up a little bit. I don't know. I think a different bezel would have really made all the difference to really calling this a different watch. I think because that particular Shark, kind of my inspiration for what I would do on this is, just right off the top of my head, is maybe make the bezel something more kind of round, which would kind of simulate or kind of emulate kind of like the pattern of the Shark. It's got the round kind of leopard print around it. Because it balloons up and expands. It might be different. It might be nicer to maybe change up the bezel with something more rounded. But, it's not a big deal. I think, though, anybody that's going to be buying this watch probably won't be buying both, just because they are the exact same watch, just the addition of function pushers and the lume and movement, of course. So similar but different, but very similar. But pretty awesome watch. I was really excited to get this, as I'm excited with every watch that Dartmouth brand sends me. But going through here, and I just, like, one day I was just looking through, and all of a sudden I saw it just pop out, and I was like, ooh, that green is just really something. So really cool. I wish I could show you the lume shot, but hopefully in this video I have been. Come on, Fat Cat. What is this? Man, this is what you get for eBay tripods. I tell you. But I will, lately I've been, when the videos go over 15 minutes, I have to piece them together. So I know some of you will be happy about this. I did actually buy the pro version of a video editing software. So throughout this video, I'm going to say right now, I'll show you a loom shot right here. I'm not used to filming like this, so just kind of bear with me during this learning curve. But I'm going to throw a few pop-ups if you haven't seen them already in this video and show you those loom shots and give you a better idea of what this sucker looks like. But I do encourage you to click my Instagram account and take a look there. You can see all my updates on all my little projects and stuff like that. So really cool. So let's go ahead and throw in the wrist. Now I'm about 5'7.5". I weigh about 185 pounds and I have a 7-inch wrist. This one here, I just need to add, or not add a link, but it's a little bit loose on me. And with larger watches like this, you want them a little tighter. You don't want them flopping around. So I am going to use the micro adjustment to kind of just take this in a little tiny bit. But check that bad boy out. Oh man, it is really a cool watch. And when you see the loom shot popping up here, you guys will get an idea of what this looks like. Really cool. And I know for the Invicta collectors out there, Invicta has done something like this, and it really just makes a watch just completely blinged out at night. Just really awesome. And remember, when it comes to quality, you know, if you are familiar, and the reason I mention other brands in these videos, it's not to, you know, I don't mean it to sound like I'm comparing everything to these other brands, you know, but because I know a lot of guys who watch my videos, they are, and guys who like watches like this do like Invicta watches, you know, and so generally if you like the big, bold, oversized dive watch style, you're going to like Nubeo, you're going to like Invicta, you're going to like Aragon. So it's something for you to compare the quality to. It's something, so if you say, oh, well, I like that watch, but I don't know. When I tell you, hey, this quality's on par with your reserve level Invictus, it's on par with your Aragons, you know. When I tell you that, you know you're going to be getting something you're going to be happy with. This is what it really comes down to. And if you've trusted my expertise, so to speak, with these watches, you will love this brand. I got a guy right now, we've been going back and forth on Facebook, and he loves this brand, you know, but again, the thing is, he's trying to find, you know, he would like to see the price points kind of ironed out a little bit. Other brand, RGMT, is one of their other brands, and it's the same thing, you know, the prices are kind of all over the place. So just rest assured they are trying to iron that out. And let me just tell you, a perfect example would be when you look at their website right now, you'll see the Magellan, there's one called the Scepter, the Dark Mint, and the Catamaran. Those watches are generally $1,200, but right now they're on sale for $199. So that tells me there's a really big discrepancy on the prices. And so Nubeo's going to do well once they get all this ironed out. I know all the folks out there who love these big, bold, beautiful watches are going to love this brand, and they're going to keep coming back for more. I mean, they really are incredible. When I think about all the different brands under the Dartmouth brand, really Nubeo, they're at the top, man. Nubeo, and of course I love RGMT. So these two brands I think are really, you know, for the guys who like the big watches, you're going to love these. Stay tuned for more from Dartmouth. I am going to be reviewing some of the Duxo watches. If you are interested in more of the Submariner smaller watch, they got some beautiful, beautiful Submariner homage watches and several other different things. So you'll be seeing a lot more from these companies. And if you guys have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to ask. As always, the links are in the description. If you do make a purchase or you do have any questions, you want to make a purchase or whatnot, you know, if I can help in any way, let me know. I'm always there to assist in feeding your dirty little watch collecting addiction. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good weekend and take care.